Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my channel, please do consider subscribing my channel. Like I often say to all subscribers, it's all about mentorship, scholarships, anything that will impact your career. So today I want to have a special video where I'm going to talk about 11 tips you should consider for anybody who is planning to enroll into a university, be it from bachelor degree, master level, or even your doctorate. So these are 11 points or tips or things you should consider. Like I'll study in an Anglo-Saxon system of education, an American system of education, and also a French system of education. And with these 11 tips, if you can use them in all of them, then trust me, you're definitely gonna have a first class degree, or you're gonna graduate with a first class degree. And by the way, I did graduate with my master degree with a first class degree. For my PhD, also graduated with a first class degree, but I didn't graduate with a first class degree during my bachelor degree because some of these points I didn't take them into consideration. So the first point is that when you enroll into a university is an area where you find people from all cultures, be it race, depending on where you're studying. The first most important thing is that you should learn to form study groups which you find yourself very comfortable to study with. Like in learning, there are actually three ways people can learn. You can either learn by speaking, listening, or talking, and it's left for you to figure out which one do you do best in. In my own case, I love to speak. When I speak, I learn more than reading or writing. So another person might learn more by writing, another person will learn more by reading. So you have to figure out which one do you fall best under. But the most important thing is that try to form study groups. You can form it with your friends. That will be better so that you can all study together. It's very important because forming study groups will actually help you to talk about what was taught in class, put it in your own simple words, and while you're talking and discussing about it, then you will definitely find yourself remembering all the stories you told each and every one, especially when you're writing an exam. And this is applicable for people who study, like for example, in the Anglo-Saxon system of education, whereby the evaluation is usually based on whether you understand a certain concept, not whether you memorize a certain concept. The second point or the second tip is that you should learn to take handwritten notes. Nowadays, with technology, a lot of people decide to either print their materials or even type. But the thing is, when you're writing, like I said at the beginning of the video, there are three ways by which man can learn naturally: speaking, writing, and listening. So when the lectures your professor or your lecturer gives you, in the process of copying and writing, you are grasping a lot of knowledge which you can really tell unless you are being given an evaluation. So that is at the point at which you start absorbing them. And during my bachelor's degree, when I got to university, that was the University of Boya back in 2008. That was my bachelor's degree. I thought university was just an area where you could either photocopy your notes, you can print them out, or you can even nowadays get pictures. So I used to do that and I felt myself so relaxed. But I'll get a lot of notes, keep them in the house, and end up not even reading them. The third point is that in universities, a lot of assignments are usually given, and these assignments are given with the purpose of letting you keep working on what has been discussed in class. Do not copy paste. Take the assignment seriously. While you're doing your assignments, you're learning a lot during the process. So doing assignments is very important. The fourth point is that either you should attend or sign up for either a club in school. It could be like a music club, an agricultural club, or a speaking club, a dancing club. Some of these things are out to entertain you, and to keep your university life funky and fun. But at the end of the day, when you graduate, for those that want to end at a bachelor degree and look for a job, you'll be requested for working experience. So most recruiters will expect that while you're in school, you need to create some time and do volunteering. But if you do not sign up for all these clubs, which are found in all universities that I've been to, and I think they are found in all universities, then you'll find yourself lacking in this. And even in some developed countries, some recruiters will go ahead and introduce their industry, their company clubs within universities, which is a medium for university students to learn. So it's very, very important you look up for one and sign up for it. During my time, I did sign up for G was a club which had to do with public speaking because I love to listen to people talk. And then that was a skill I actually kept building, and that helped me a lot during my master's and my PhD study. Then the fifth point is procrastination. A lot of students usually procrastinate. By procrastination, meaning you want to do something now and you say, oh, I'll do it after 30 minutes, after 1 hour, after 2 hours. It's a human weakness for all of us to procrastinate. But from the first day you get into university, you should put in mind that the workload you have will keep increasing. The workload will keep increasing till you leave. So the more you keep work, that is how it keeps accumulating. And if you're the kind of students who cannot deal under pressure, under tension, then at the end of the day you find yourself losing it. And this is one of the point or something I took for granted during my first year at the university level, which ended up costing me not earning a first class degree during my bachelor degree studies. Another point is that time management, they kind of fall in the same under procrastination, but time management here a little bit in the sense that for time management, it's very, very important you divide your time, you do your assignments, time to do your work, time to do everything, and also create time to eat. During my undergrad, my bachelor degree level, I used to be very pale, like looked sick because I started studying during my second year. I didn't create time to eat, and at the end of the day, we all need energy in order to study. It's very, very important. You should create time. And then another thing is when you get into university, one thing you've got to know is that you will always find somebody who is smarter than you, learned faster, or someone who is less. So if you must compare yourself to anyone, you should do it positively. Take the positive things from the person and discard the negative ones. Do not keep comparing, like, why are you studying hard and that person is having an A and you're having a B grade? You don't know how they go about having their grades. So the best thing is you can walk up to them and ask them, how do you study? And how about you form study groups with these people so that they can really help you? That's positive comparison. And then usually within universities because in a university you're not studying on your own. Your parents are not there to supervise you. You're assumed or considered to be an adult. So at this level you need to devise study mechanisms that will help you to study for a long period of time. And it's an advice someone gave me: if you do not study for 3 hours, mind me, read my lips, 3 hours, if you do not study for 3 hours before, at least for 3 hours per day in the university, then you are not studying. So the tip here is that either you can check music, you can look for study music if you love music, or you can, maybe some people decide to chew gum, maybe some people decide to draw while they study. Anyone that works for you best, but try to look for one as much as possible. Also, when you get into university, for example, if you get into University of Boya, where I study in my country doing my bachelor degree, or for example, if I had to start my bachelor degree in South Korea, let's say at Korea University, I'm going to check what or cross check how are students evaluated? What are the kind of questions students are being usually asked, and what is the style of answering? Because here's the point: the way in based on studying Korea, when a question is asked to you, they need you to give the answer word for word the way it was given to you. But for example, in Cameroon, you can explain a lot. They will want you to explain what you understand by that, which is a Western system of education, totally different from the Asian and the Japanese system of education. So it's very, very important. If you do not check this out, cross check when you write exams, even if you're applying Western system of education style of answer question and Asian system, you end up failing and your life becomes frustrated. So it's very, very important you do cross check that. Another point, which is point number 10, tip number 10, is that you have to eat and eat healthy. Do not skip your meals. Do not skip your meals. All universities that I've come across usually have student restaurants which are minimized or subsidized for students. But a lot of people, when they get into university, they either complain the food is not good or not. I would advise you to learn to eat that food so that you can save money and find yourself always stomach full so that you can study and study as much as you can. And an extra bonus point is that take your university studies serious. Do not come with a preconception that they are either very difficult or they are very easy. Come the way you see, take them very serious, because that is the beginning of your life, and the mistakes you make, you might not have time again to change them. So if you love this video, make sure you hit on the subscription bell, click on the notification bell as well, and stay connected. Peace.